Welcome to the show called Beyond Our Galaxy. Today's show is about astronomers and what they discovered and contributed to the science of astronomy. Our big question on today's show is this: what is an astronomer? By definition, an astronomer is this: one who studies celestial spheres, the moons in the solar system, the stars, the planets, galaxies, nebula, basically any object that is 20 miles above and beyond Earth is up for grabs when one studies astronomy. Knowing who the astronomers are will help us to enjoy what is out there even more. Planet Earth has had thousands of men and women who have made astronomy their profession. Every tribe and nation in the world has had someone studying what is out in space. So now we will begin the start of the list of astronomers. We start with the Greeks. Ancient Greece, 585 BC. Greek astronomer Thales of Miletus. Thales of Miletus predicts solar eclipse in 585 BC. Total solar eclipse of the sun. Moon passes in front of the sun, completely hiding it. Thales of Miletus predicts solar eclipse of the sun and stops the war between the Lydians and the Minians. Plato, 427 BC to 347 BC, encourages that people should study astronomy. Plato helped to establish the Western thought of learning. Plato studied mathematics, astronomy, ethics, and metaphysics. Plato was born and died in his hometown of Athens. Aristotle, 384 BC, student of Plato, discovers the thought that weather and astronomy should be studied separately. So now we know a little bit about the beginning of astronomy. We can take a look at the other astronomers from the past to the present. Nicholas Copernicus, Polish astronomer, 1473 to 1543, majored in mathematics, astronomy, canon law, medicine, economics. Copernicus discovered the heliocentric theory, that the sun is the center of the solar system, not the Earth. Copernicus shattered the world with his theory. We now take a look at another heliocentric theory astronomer. Galileo Galilei, Italian astronomer, 1564 to 1642, majored in astronomy, physics, mathematics. What did Galileo discover? The 4 moons of Jupiter: Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto. So some 100 years later, this astronomer, using the science of physics, had with Copernicus that The heliocentric theory was correct. Galileo was placed under house arrest for the rest of his life for this viewpoint. Our next astronomer is Johannes Kepler, German astronomer, 1571 to 1638. Astronomer Kepler was Galileo's assistant who also furthered the truth of the sun-centered solar system. He discovered the three laws of planetary motion that eventually proved the sun-centered theory. These last three astronomers had laid the foundation for the science of astronomy today. Copernicus, Galileo, Kepler, Thales, Plato, Aristotle. Our next astronomer is astronomer Giovanni Cassini, 1625 to 1712, majored in mathematics, astronomy, engineering, and astrology. What did he discover? Rotational periods of Mars and Jupiter. Discovered 4 moons of Saturn. Discovered the gap in Saturn's ring known as the Cassini division. A space probe called Cassini-Huygens is named in his honor for his contributions to astronomy. The Cassini probe is still in active service today. Astronomer Edmund Halley is the next one we will talk about. Astronomer Edmund Halley, 1656 to 1742, British astronomer. What did this astronomer discover? Comet Halley, discovered in 1682. It appeared in 1983, and in another 75 years it will appear in 2061. Our astronomer we will look at next is astronomer Giuseppe Piazzi, Italian astronomer, 1746 to 1826. What was his contribution to astronomy? He discovered the object we see in the next picture. An asteroid. Astronomer Piazzi discovers asteroid Ceres. This is considered to be the first asteroid to be discovered. Asteroid Ceres was discovered on January 1st, 1801. At first, Piazzi thought that this might be a stellar object. It was later determined to be an asteroid, and is considered now to have liquid water on it as well. But today, asteroid Ceres is considered to be a dwarf planet. Our next astronomer is astronomer Charles Messier, 1730 to 1817, French astronomer. What did astronomer Messier discover? He discovered 19 comets in the night sky. He also discovered many objects in space called DSOs, better known as deep space objects. When all is said and done about astronomer Messier, he had discovered some 110 deep space objects. He also created and published a book on DSOs as well. Our next contributor astronomer is astronomer William Herschel, 1738 to 1817, British astronomer. Astronomer Herschel built a telescope like the one in the next picture. And using this telescope, he discovered the planet Uranus, discovered in 1787. Astronomer Herschel discovered the 2 moons of Uranus as well. Titanium, planet Uranus' first largest moon. And the second largest moon of Uranus as well, Oberon. Our next astronomer who contributed to this science is astronomer Clyde Tombaugh, American astronomer, 1906 to 1997. What did he discover? Planet Pluto. With the help of his assistants, astronomer Percival Lowell, they discovered Pluto in 1930. Using 2 photographic plates like these in this picture below helped to discover Pluto. Our next astronomer is astronomer Urbain Le Verrier, 1811 to 1887. What did he discover? Planet Neptune in 1846. Using the 73-inch refractor telescope at the Berlin Fraunhofer Observatory. It took some 65 years later to discover planet Neptune after Uranus was discovered. Astronomer Le Verrier, major mathematics, develops the celestial mechanics theory about planets. Astronomer Le Verrier discovers planet Mercury's idle orbit by using celestial mechanics, as seen in this picture. Our next astronomer is astronomer Tycho Brahe, Danish astronomer, 1546 to 1601, nobleman, astronomer, alchemist. What did Tycho discover? A supernova of 1572. Astronomer Brahe was involved in the studies of metaphysics, planetary observations, and astronomical observations. Astronomer Brahe lived for a while on the island of Haven. Our next astronomer is astronomer Johann Franz Encke, 1791 to 1865, mathematics, astronomy, born at Hamburg, Germany, died at Spadal, Germany. What did Encke discover? Encke's comet of 1786. Encke measured short-term comets that visited our solar system. Encke measured the distance between the Earth and the Sun? He predicted Encke's comet to appear in 1786 and reappear in 1882. This would take 96 years later. German astronomer Encke also had observed and studied planet Saturn. Our next astronomer is astronomer Thomas James Henderson, 1798 to 1884. Scottish law clerk, astronomer. What did he contribute to astronomy? He was the first astronomer to measure the distance of a star, Alpha Centauri. This star is 4 light years away from Earth. Astronomer Henderson observed about 60,000 objects in the night sky at the Edinburgh Observatory. We now look at astronomer Frederick von Struve, German-born Russian, 1793 to 1869. Fields of study: philology, astronomy. What did astronomer Struve contribute to astronomy? Astronomer Struve studied double stars. Our next astronomer is astronomer Harlow Shapley, 1885 to 1972. American astronomer, fields of study: astronomy. What was his contribution to astronomy? Astronomer Shapley discovered how big the Milky Way galaxy is. He did this in 1918 using C-fed variables. Astronomer Shapley also discovered the theory known today as the habitable zone, where life could possibly exist in other parts of the universe. We now look at the last of our astronomers and what they discovered. William Parsons, 3rd Earl of Rothesay, 1800 to 1867. Anglo-Irish astronomer. Field of study: astronomy. What was his contribution to astronomy? Astronomer Parsons was known for building telescopes. Parsons built the 72-inch telescope at Burr Castle. Burr Castle at Offaly, Ireland. Irish descent. Member of Parliament, 1821 to 1824. President of Royal Society, 1848 to 1854. Astronomer Parsons drew this sketch of a galaxy. Parsons discovered the theory of nebular hypothesis. Nebular hypothesis explains how the planets and stars are formed by gaseous nebulae. Our next astronomer is astronomer Sir Joseph Lockyer, 1836 to 1920. Field of study: astronomy. What did he contribute to astronomy? Astronomer Lockyer discovered a solar eclipse in 1868. Astronomer Lockyer founded and published his own journal called Nature. Astronomer Sir Norman Lockyer discovered the substance called helium gas. An observatory planetarium is built and operated in the honor of his name. Located in southwest England near the ocean where it's free from air pollution to study the night sky with. It houses 4 types of telescopes. McLean 12-inch refractor, Kinnison 10-inch refractor, Victoria 10-inch refractor, the Mound 6 1/4-inch telescope. Our last astronomer is astronomer Sergei Ivanovich Belovedsky, Russian astronomer, 1883 to 1953. Astronomer Belovedsky with his colleagues here. Astronomer Belovedsky discovered this comet. Comet C1911. Astronomer Belovedsky was director of Pokrovoko Observatory for about 7 years, as seen here in this picture. Astronomer Belovedsky was member of the Academy of Science in Russia as well. Well, the big question for this show is, what will you discover someday when you turn your telescope up at the night sky and look beyond our galaxy?